Hello, everybody. I'm Toby Shifsky. I'm the Vice President of Dearborn Real Estate Education. And today we're going to talk about expansion into new states. In a world, in a time when our real estate market seems to be shrinking, the licensing market, I can tell you, and I'm going to share some new information with you. I was just at the National Association Realtors Convention last weekend. And the interesting thing is the overall numbers of licensees is not shrinking as fast, or it was not as doom and gloom as people thought. And I'll share some of that today too. But really what we're talking about is in a market that's down, in a shrinking licensing market, how do you combat that? How do you actually look for an opportunity to grow? I'm here at Dearborn Real Estate Education, part of Kaplan, and we have, leaders upon leaders upon leaders. And every one of them says, grow, grow, grow. What does that mean to grow? Especially when we're in a down market. We're going to talk about some of those strategies and leverages. I'll share some insights that I have, like I always try to do. So we're going to go through this. It's going to be about 30 to 35 minutes long. At any time that you need to step out, go ahead. We'll have this recorded, and you'll get an email with a link to it so you can watch it at a later time. You can share it with your team and people. But let's go ahead and do this. I'd like to start with a poll question, as a matter of fact. Poll question number one, just to understand who's here real quick. These are anonymous. All the poll questions are anonymous. So go ahead and take a quick look at this poll. What is your primary role at your real estate school? Hey, I'm owner operator. I'm the kahuna. The buck stops here. Administrator. I'm responsible for making sure everybody gets what we tell them we're going to give them, all the promises we make, and that it's executed properly with the students. And then finally, in the instructor, who here is an instructor? Go ahead and throw that in. And then I'll share these polls. I always do. But once again, it's not, it is all anonymous, so nobody sees your name on it, okay? And then currently, I'm not with a real estate school, but I'm looking to start. Lots of times we have people who've never or are thinking about starting a school. This is a good topic for you who are thinking about starting a school too. So we're going to cover that also. All right, I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results. And there we go. We got 20% of the people are owner operator. Good for you. Excited for you, actually. Change. The times of change. There's full of opportunity and risk. And we're going to talk about opportunity today and a little bit about risk. Administrators, 80% of you, good for you. Instructors, 20%. And you can have multiple roles. So that's excellent. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that. And let's go into our next. Now, I don't always do this, but I have a question because I kind of want to understand also what the methods of delivery are that you're using. So are you in-person classroom? Are you live online? Are you home study correspondence? So one more poll really quick. If you're on your phone, you might have to like slide on a page to actually be able to see this, but go ahead and answer this poll very quickly. And once again, I'll share with everybody. All right, so here we go. So the question is, what methods of delivery does your school offer? And you can do multiple. So multiple, we do everything. We do in-person, we do live online, we do asynchronous, we do home study, we send books, or hey, gosh, you know what? We do a hybrid. We do live online and we do async generally for our education, meaning we're trying to do the best of all worlds with the hybrid. Not all states allow it, but I'm very interested to see what you guys are doing so that we can look at this. Well, this is actually pretty interesting because it's pretty much exactly how our business is broken out on just how much of our business. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll and share. 3, 2, 1, 0. Boom. All right, here we go. And I'm going to share the results. Look at this. In-person, 57% of you are doing in-person education. That's fabulous. Love that. Love to see that in-person has come back. In fact, there's kind of quite a niche coming for in-person these days. And I really am interested. I might ask you later, are you finding that you can get a premium for in-person these days? Very interested in that. Live online education. I know that at Kaplan, we're pretty much all in on live online. Found some really good benefits with it. And then there's a couple, a couple challenges with that also. Asynchronous online education. We have our REcampus platform. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Some of the new stuff coming for that. And then home study books. Look at that, 14% doing home study still. Excellent. So, and then hybrid, 14%. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I think I got a really pretty good clue of who's in the audience today, and I think we're going to have stuff for everybody here today. So, all right. I think I've already shared the results, didn't I? I think I did. Well, if I didn't, there I did. And stop sharing. And out. Okay, so let's go on. Here we go. First, growth, right? So budget season, right? I don't know if you guys are doing your budgeting, but I can tell you this. I just got back from National Association Realtors Convention in Boston. If you've never been to one and you're servicing the real estate industry, you should probably go to one. I say it's the true believers that go to the real estate convention, and normally you get 10,000 to 20,000 participants depending on where it happens. This year it was in Boston, and I'll tell you right now, there's a tightening of the old belt with most real estate brokerages these days. Many of the large brokerages did not have booths there, so generally at the Real Estate Association convention, they'll have a big expo hall, with everybody, all the exhibitors, vendors, schools there, like us trying to find new customers, and people selling video products and AI tools and marketing. And the guy who has the most popular booth there is a guy called the Scarf King. He makes like wool scarves, and people are lined up 10 people deep to buy presents for people. It's a crazy thing, but there's also a bunch of governance meetings and all this kind of stuff, but they do a bunch of sessions and courses and classes. And I can tell you that I've been to probably 10 of these over the last 15, 17 years, somewhere in there. And this was the least attended one I've been to. So, and the comment was that, there's some monetary restrictions because the business has been, the number of transactions down. I think everybody feels that. So if you're still getting enrollments and you're still holding strong, you're in a great spot, actually. If you're not, you're not alone. But I think what we want to talk about is, well, how do you solve for a smaller marketplace? Because a lot of us, right, we work in a marketplace, and I can tell you, like over 90% of our clients only work in one marketplace. They're only working in one state or even one town or one community. And that's great because you are the local expert, the local influence a lot of the times. And so, but when your market starts to shrink and you've been delivering your value proposition for years within a marketplace, and you've reached a clientele who likes you and understands who you are, and they send the recruits to you, or you're able to attract those people in, when that market shrinks sometimes, your business is going to shrink. And so how do you get more business? And so, 2 years ago at Dearborn, we started on a campaign to actually grow our business, to grow our footprint. Even though we have content that goes national in nature, we're not actually delivering a full solution in every state. In fact, we had 27 states that we actually did that in up until last year. And then we started building more states. And so, and looking at an opportunity to expand our footprint, and how that works for our partners, our clients at Dearborn is, you may have a message that really resonates with a certain segment of the population, and you capture all of those people in your marketplace. And in broad definitions, a marketplace is really a state, especially if you're doing distance education. If you're doing live and in person, a little bit different. But if you're just doing live and in person, maybe you should be looking at expanding your geographic footprint. And maybe if you're already doing asynchronous and you've extended all the way to the edge of the state, or if you're doing live online and you've extended all the way to the edge of the state, what does it look like to go into a new market? Because there may be people in a new market who really resonate with your differentiator of who you are, what value proposition you're bringing to people. And like I said, it always kind of boggled my mind that we had so many partners that didn't actually do what they did super well in one state in a neighboring state, even for people who maybe were dual licensed, or even in a state that's 5 states away that actually had they have an expertise in. And so for us, expanding our footprint was about penetrating into new markets, using our differentiator in those new markets in order to capture the kind of clients and customers that you are, that find value in what we do. And so, and then through extension through you, you're able to find those people in those new markets. So we've spent a lot of time and effort. And I just want to kind of go through and kind of review, because we are seeing growth, and we're seeing growth in our numbers. And so the concept, if there's anything I can convey, is where are you doing business right now? What's your message that resonates? And would that work in another market? Would that work in another state? Here are the states we're covering right now. And you can see, we've been busy in 2024 adding new states like Kansas and Massachusetts, Mississippi, and Oklahoma and South Dakota and Utah. All of these, for the asynchronous online delivery. We also have book products in many states. One of the things you can do is go to the Dearborn.com or go to our catalog that we have. I'm going to talk about something we're excited about, is a new teaser, little new Dearborn.com that is going to be an online service that looks very much like our beautiful Dearborn catalogs, but it will be updated all the time and have all the accurate information. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, about some more of the things that we're doing that are new to help you with your business. But we've expanded, and we've expanded our footprint, and we've expanded our sales. So if you haven't thought about expanding, and if your message would actually resonate in a different marketplace, and you can capture that share of that market in that new maybe state, maybe now's the time to think about it. Generally, the setup, you already understand what it is to set up a school. You already understand what it is to get courses and instructors approved. You understand all that, and you can leverage your existing infrastructure in another market. And if it's something where you're like, gosh, I only do live, or I do live and asynchronous, maybe just extend with asynchronous. And we're going to talk about the REcampus platform in a little bit, some of the new changes we've had there, and some exciting things coming also. So what are the new states? Kansas, right? So if you're sitting there and you're like, no, Kansas is my state, what does it even look like? I'm not going to kind of go through all of these, I'm going to go through all of them, but I'm not going to drill down into them. But essentially, Kansas is a 60-hour pre-licensing institution, and including 30 hours of principles and 30 hours of practice. So it's 60 hours total. It's 2 30-hour courses. And there's some overlap too. So if you're sitting in Missouri, right, that practices online course, the 30 hours, can actually qualify towards the hours of the Missouri course. And so there's some overlap when people, so just looking at these opportunities, knowing your neighboring state, knowing what's available, how can you maximize what you're offering in order to create a value proposition that, your customers and clients like? So we have exam prep, continuing education in almost all of these states that have come out. Massachusetts, right? Massachusetts is a little different. Some of you may do it, but Massachusetts has a live component requirement. And you can deliver some of it as distance education, but the majority of it has to be live. So there's 21 hours live, and there's 19 hours of essentially distance delivered education. There's some other rules with that, but we have a solution for Massachusetts also that you can employ, right? Mississippi, Oklahoma, they all have different requirements, but we have the full solutions, just kind of like what you're probably used to in your state with us. All right. Utah is another one, right? So we're growing. In fact, we're growing to try to be in all 50 states. And it's a fair amount of work, but you know what? It's not all that different. I just clicked through these and we're good at this. We're good at providing the content and the education and taking care of clients. And our platforms have all been upgraded. And so we're in a pretty good spot right now. And we'd like for you to be in a good spot. All right. What's coming new? So you've seen what we've already launched, and now here are the next states. So Nebraska, Oregon, Louisiana, which is pending. We're right there with the regulator in Louisiana. Washington, D.C. and Indiana were all slated to come in 2025. Rhode Island is a little bit different. Rhode Island, we have the reciprocity course, not the actual state portion of Rhode Island. This is more of a reciprocity. So if we have a Connecticut or a Massachusetts license, you have to take a 3-hour reciprocity course on lead, and we have that course. So really we have the 5 big ones coming and then the Rhode Island reciprocity course. So if that's something that interests you, these are what's coming new. But once again, if you want to see a whole list of them, you can go to and look at dearborn.com. Well, here's the catalog. If you don't have the catalog, we can grab this this URL address. In fact, I think somebody will drop it into the, well, look at that. Kate Wagner. If you guys don't know who Kate Wagner is, she just put it in the chat here. Kate Wagner is the product manager for Dearborn, our business. And so she's just dropped in there. And this is what she does. She works on this catalog for months, really, to make sure that it's as clear and concise as possible. And if you need a catalog or a digital catalog, we can send it to you. Go here, get your resources so you know all the products that we're offering. Excuse me one second. And so, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a drink of my tea. How about that? That's much better. Okay. So, did I see somebody had a question, a hand up? Did somebody have a hand up for a question? If you guys got a question, just drop it in the chat at any time. We'll answer all your questions as we go. Okay. If we can't answer it here, we'll answer it afterwards. I can send you an email if you need to. So the catalog. So this is interesting. Now, those of you who've been getting catalogs, let me know, if you like them, because we love them. But you should understand that the information that you've been getting in your catalogs for years is going to be moving on to a new experience, a new Dearborn.com that we have coming out. And we're working on it right now. I'd love to tell you that it's going to launch in December of this year, but I'm not supposed to put down a date on this because it could push a little bit. We're still doing a new catalog for next year, but our catalogs after the new website launches may be a little different than what you used to, because we wanted to have a resource for you that it was searchable, that was up to date too, because we're always kind of launching new products as we go, new CE, new licensing, and our website is going to become basically our digital catalog for you in the future. Super, super cool, super big project, but we're very excited about it. Okay, so Dearborn continues to evolve. Just a quick refresher, for those of you who've been buying books, you know that we have the Dearborn bookstore experience has been improved, right? The bulk order bookstore system. We have, almost 2/3 of all the books we sell, people are buying through the bulk order bookstore. If you're not familiar with that, go ahead and drop a little chat in here. And I'm sure Chris Robinson, who's the national account director for Dearborn, he'll be glad to reach out to you and just help you make sure how to get involved and how to get to the bulk order bookstore. Make sure you're set up properly for that. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But in August of 2023, we started with the new REcampus student LMS management system, the learning management system. So if you don't know, our REcampus product, which is our digital platform where you can get online courses for your students, that is all now mobile. And it's not only mobile ready, it's mobile friendly, mobile compatible. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second too. The new REcampus portal platform, I'm going to show you some of that. And then obviously our state expansion. So we at Dearborn never stand still. We're always evolving to move forward in order to supply what you need in order to connect with your students, differentiate your products, and be a successful educator. All right. Once again, here's the Dearborn bookstore. There's really 2 different bookstores. If you don't know, there's one, the partner bookstore, Dearborn Partner Bulk Order Bookstore. You wouldn't believe how many conversations we had to have in order to name it that, so that it was differentiated from the Dearborn Bookstore for students. So at Dearborn.com, you can find the bulk order bookstore for you, the client, buying books at a discounted price, right? And there's also a place where you can send your students to Dearborn.com. Say, hey, go to the bookstore and get the books if you want to. You can do that. Now, generally, if you're running a big live classroom operation, we're probably sending books right to you and you're handing them out to students if it's a live education piece or in person. But they can go to the Dearborn bookstore and order. And some of you know, if you're an REcampus partner, there's actually an extension on your REcampus online platform that allows your students to go to that bookstore and purchase right off your REcampus, where you actually receive a share of that book order. When your students come to dearborn.com, you don't receive a share. But if you have REcampus and you send your students to your REcampus, you receive a share of that order. All right. And then what is REcampus? Just to make sure, just a quick refresher, it's because we have an all new, REcampus experience. It's a hosted, regulated and non-regulated asynchronous online courses. So it's an online e-commerce platform. Students can buy their education there, and then they come back to that same place in order to enter into the learning management system and take their courses within there. And the REcampus is branded to your brand. You have a bunch of administrative capabilities, technical support we provide for the students. So if there's problems with I can't log in, I can't get my LMS to pop up, we handle the technical support part of it for students. Now, once again, REcampus is completely mobile friendly. It works on a phone, it works on a tablet, works on a computer. Course progress tracking, right? You can even have some opportunity to sell additional products through REcampus in the way that we can packages and sell add-on products. So you might have an online course. You'd be surprised how many people, even though they're taking an online course, would love to have a print book of that course. Well, we sell a lot of textbooks, and when they buy through REcampus, you don't have to stock any of the books. It comes out of our warehouse. You make a bit of money off of that book being sold as an add-on, and a student gets it directly mailed to them. So some really interesting and smart ways to leverage your customer and their buying experience into an easy transactional relationship that allows them to order and get what they want and you to make a little bit more money on every order. We always talk about average order value as being important. And that's just another way that REcampus can help improve your average order value. The reporting to support the student engagement. So you have administrative access. You can look at, how many enrollments, completions, where people at in the courses, in order to help guide them towards a better student outcome, making sure they get the support they need when they need it. And then finally, there is a dedicated REcampus support team for school administrators. We have a group of people that just does that. And then with REcampus, we also have some performance levels, some service levels that you can choose from, because REcampus does, as a platform, have a cost, has a monthly cost. It starts at $100 and it goes to like $250 max. So 100, 150, 200. Essential, premium, elite. But at each level, you get different services along with REcampus, and you get what you need. Some people are very simple business that they want to do on REcampus. Some have a very sophisticated business that creates a lot of complexity, and they need a lot of hands-on touching. And so we created service levels in order to support the customers the way they need to be supported. So once again, there's a video of REcampus that you can get. I'm hoping that Kate can drop the address into the chat for this that's on the screen right here, and you guys can grab it out of the chat and go ahead and look at the video for REcampus if it's something you're not familiar with. But essentially, it's a portal. It's an education portal, and it's an e-commerce portal for you to be able to tie your website to, and to have people who want to have their online asynchronous courses. They can come to, here's our demo of Pete's School of Business. I don't know who Pete is, but this is our demo. And so Pete's School of Real Estate. This is kind of what it looks like. Most of you probably understand this. I think some of you already use this. But the idea is it's yours. You brand it to how you want, and your students get to have the experience of purchasing their courses. They click on one of the tiles below, and it'll take them to your real estate licensing, to CE, to exam prep, whatever that we put on the portal that you want to deliver to the students. That's where it goes. And that can be the courses, and all those courses are generally courses that we've created already. We know they're approvable. You get them approved for your school, and then you sell them to your students, and you differentiate yourself and how you want to support them. You differentiate them and how you want to talk about your education and who you are in your marketplace and the relationships you have created with decision makers and people who are recruiting people into the industry for licensing, or brokerages or associations who want to deliver CE to their people. We have dozens and dozens of REcampus partners who are have strong relationships with those entities, and that's where the students and clients come from. So what we've done is we've updated this platform. So how are we evolving? Now, if you already have this REcampus, you'll know that you can now add and remove administrators yourself. So if you are the school owner, or how about this, you're an administrator right now and your school starts to grow because you're expanding into different geographic locations and you need to add another administrator. Now it's easy enough. You can add your own administrators, you can remove your own administrators, and the administrators get access to your students and students' information about enrollment and completions and all that kind of stuff. So super handy, super important. You get to update your own contact information if things change with your school. So in the platform, there's an area that says contact us. You can put the message in there. You can put your own contact info in there. Just some more easy self-service stuff that you would think would be important for you to be able to manage quickly on your own. We can still help you with it if there's any confusion or anything, but it's there for you to do on your own. Update your portal colors and logo. If you want to change your logo, you want to change your colors of your portal, you can do all that by yourself. Admin or student view. So you got your admin view, or you can still log in as a student and see exactly what the student. So if the student has a question about the content, like I'm really lost here, can somebody help me? You can log in and see exactly where they're at and see what they're talking about in REcampus. Student purchased course extensions. So I've got a question for everybody here. How many of you used to enter on the old REcampus? So last year, before the move to the new REcampus experience, how many of you used to have to manually take an email or a letter or a call from a student to collect their credit card information and pass it on to us in order to extend the student? I'd like to know how many people had to do that, because you don't have to do that anymore. And if you're not aware what an extension is, you really need to be, because it can be a significant piece of your revenue. When the student signs up for the course, look at Addie. Addie, I agree. Which is why we did the work. We did the development work in order to make this, and you should know, I mean, I think you probably know, right? Addie says it was a terrible process previously. So when a student's access period on their course, which is generally like 6 months, depending on the state you're in. Some states, if you're in North Carolina, we can't extend licensing courses, but for the most part, most states allow access periods to be extended. So when a student signs up, they generally get 6 months access, and they get down to the end of the 6 months access and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to finish. I need to, how can I want to continue. I want to extend. And I'll tell you right now, they're generally very happy to extend their access periods. And before, we used to, yeah, as Addie says, it was terrible. You used to have to, connect with the student. They used to have to then send us, hit a button, send a request, and then we had to process it. We did the work, which is a lot of logic, believe it or not, to know if can this student extend? Does the state allow it? Does the rules allow it? Are they within the certain time period? All these things, all this logic that has to go into it. But beautiful bit of work that was done and so now students will get their own notice that says, oh my gosh, my access period is about to expire in 2 weeks or a week. And they go right into the LMS and they can look, and it'll, a little tag on the course now says, when does their access expire? And it even says, hey, do you want to extend? And they extend for a certain dollar amount for money. And you now get paid by that student again for them, and they're very happy to extend. It's a pretty significant part of the revenue opportunity for you. So we're super excited about it. And it increased the amount of extensions from students when we put that automation in there. So super excited about it. It works well. And with REcampus, you get the ability to extend students access, and they pay for it. And you get a share, and the way it works is Dearborn, obviously, we take a share and you take a share from each of those extensions. So the other thing we did too for expanded administrative functionality was auto-generated certificates. You can opt into it or not, but that means that as soon as the student completes the course, they can auto-generate their certificate for them, available within the system. And then you can even view the final certificate in the portal, meaning that if you had to verify, you wanted to look at, you wanted to see their certificate, you can do that within the portal. Super. Now, this is only at the premium and elite level, so I'm going to give you kind of the levels, what they look like in a second. But admins can add custom site messaging. This is the one that I think people use the most. You want to add a custom site message, so you want to have students log in to their education, and they come into the REcampus portal, and it says, Pete School of Real Estate. You can have a message right there for them. Hey, by the way, our holiday party coming up, all students are, invited to attend. Or, hey, your deadline is approaching. You need to make sure you can do system-wide announcements within the system, making sure that you're connecting with your students on important things within the portal, and you get to control that. So here are the support levels. These are available at dearborn.com. I'm not going to sit here a long time, but I am just going to kind of point out this premium level. So the essential level is $100 a month, premium's $150, and elite's $250. But one of the things is, as you look down here, you can see that auto certificates are in the premium level, promo codes. So you want to run a special, you want to, January is coming, everybody. And if you don't know, I mean, January is generally it's ours. It's our largest month of the year in sales. And so how are you taking advantage of that? How are you going to drive your value proposition? And maybe there's an opportunity to offer some promo codes. Maybe there's an opportunity to offer a discount to people who have the promo code. Well, with the premium level, you can do that. We have some setup work we do on our side. It takes more work, takes more effort, but that's available as the premium level and higher. And then also in there, I would just point out the multiple state offering. See that part there? You have to have the premium level in order to offer courses, not only in your primary state, but in a second state or more. So you can do all 50 states if you want, but you have to have the premium level to do that, because there's a setup piece that we have to do in order to allow you to go multiple states. And so that's just one thing I want to point out, because we talked about growth and expansion earlier. So, all right. And then you also get, at the premium and elite level, you get a dedicated customer engagement specialist. So everybody, even at the essential level, you get to have access to a team of people who are going to take care of you and help you. But you actually get a dedicated person that you'll know by first name, and they'll be your person you call a contact when you go to the premium level or higher. And some people want that. Some people need it. Some people don't need that. Some people, I just give me the basics. All I need is this. This is what I'm using it for. This is what I'm doing it for. You decide. Whatever level you want, you get. The last piece of what we can talk about a little bit, just before we get into the kind of a big reveal at the end. So before the end, I promise you there's going to be kind of a big reveal, a little glimpse of what's coming in the near future also. But the learning management system, so REcampus is a portal, an education portal, an e-commerce portal for students to buy their education and then to access the LMS. The LMS is actually what the education is delivered on. It's a platform to deliver the education. It's all within the portal. You don't have to go anywhere else. But it's actually another engine, another tool. And there's some enhanced functionality that we put in. We put new learning features in, and we put improved navigation. And as a part of this, it also is mobile compatible, mobile friendly. And so the experience automatically sizes for the students' phones. They have access to all the tools available, their iPads, their tablets. It's mobile friendly also now, which we're getting actually pretty good reviews on from people, and the flexibility that allows people to use. All right, so let's do this. I am going to go and just look to wrap this up with the big reveal. But more to come in 2025. Once again, the expansion, we got those 5 other states plus the reciprocity course for Rhode Island. We have, hang on, the new 2025 Dearborn catalog. If you haven't gotten your catalog, you never got a catalog, you want one, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Send me a new catalog. So the new catalogs will be coming out in December. That's for all the 2025 offerings. And the new Dearborn.com website, we talked about that a couple times already. Don't say I said December, because it could push, but it's going to be nice. It's going to look a lot like the catalog, but it'll be digital, right? And don't be afraid to ask questions real quick. Look at Addie. With expansion into other states, do you have support to walk us through varying licensing requirements by state? I think you can definitely talk to a salesperson, Addie, and they'll help you with understanding kind of what we have to do in order to make that work. And so not a problem. Just contact salesops@dearborn.com, or if you have an assigned salesperson, they'll take care of you. Absolutely. All right, so here's the big reveal. And that is, for those of you who do live education, and there was an awful lot of you that said you did live education. Here's what we're working on right now for 2025. And that is into expanding into offering live classroom and live online integration into the REcampus portal. So right now, if you're doing a live education, you probably have some other platform, some other LMS, or some Google spreadsheets or an Excel document where you're tracking students and you're tracking completions and you're completing students out and you're trying to deliver and qualify, final exams and things like that in a live classroom environment. We are looking to expand REcampus to be able to handle your live classroom enrollment so that you can actually sell live classroom courses on REcampus. Students can purchase it, they enroll in it. It can keep a counter if you have a max seating. You can take a daily report to know how many people have enrolled in it. And you can even combine that with some online assets, right? In order to give to students if there's a final exam that needs to be taken. All right, you can maybe do that online. They come to the in-person classroom, they do the final exam, they pass the final exam, they get auto-completed with auto certificates. We're trying to find a way to make live education easy. And to this point, there is no full solution on the market, and we think that we'll have it. And that's what we're aiming towards. Even to the point, if you're doing live online, we have an integrated live online Zoom experience where the students get logged into their Zoom live online session through single sign-on. So when they're in the LMS, they hit launch live presentation. They'll be taken right to your room with your instructors, and it's on the Zoom platform. And because we have an enterprise account with Zoom, and we've worked this into this piece, we're super excited about what this means. This means that you can have licensing courses, you can set up your own times and dates, you can do really everything that you want to do for live education, be it live or live online. And if you like the live online, we have the Zoom integration right in there, and it can populate REcampus. Students can enroll, and you can deliver the education. You can complete the students. They can take their final exam. All of that right within REcampus. Big project. I can't give you a for sure date on it, but we're looking at, I would say by mid-2025, and it's coming. And so if you're something that you're interested in, please, we're taking down kind of a list. And so reach out to Chris Robinson if you are, and be able to participate in something like this. And because like I said, if you're interested in it and we know about it, it helps get us to be able to prioritize this even higher and get it out faster. So yeah. Will you be able to add instructors into the mix on their own accounts, similar to administrators? We'll work through all of that, Addie. And so the idea is it's the same kind of system we use on the other side of our business at Kaplan. We want to leverage it for our partners. So it's easy, it's simple, it's automated. And then you're able to do what you like to do, which is, take care of students and get them completed with as little hassle and fuss as possible. So super excited about what's coming for Dearborn. I'm kind of excited what's coming for you guys too, because, growth. And what is growth? Change is full of opportunity. It's full of risk. The risk I see is not planning to try to grow your business in a time when maybe you can leverage the resources you already have, you can reach new markets, you can reach new people, and drive your value proposition home in a winning proposition for the business of education. Thank you, everybody. If you have any more questions or thoughts, go ahead and reach out to salesops@dearborn.com. You can reach out to Chris Robinson if you have sales questions. And once again, look for more information coming from us at Dearborn. Look for our newsletters. I know we send them out, and it gets a pretty high open rate. But if you see newsletters, we'll start announcing some of these things in those newsletters also. And I'm sure we'll have another webinar as we get really close to being able to launch. So look for that too. All right. Thank you, everybody. You have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.